sitting across from iBurger.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another Friday Night Magic tournament at Lost Legion Games and Comics. And this week, as you see the delicate hands of Brandon Hart, you are in for a treat. It is in fact the Gatecrash release. Used to be called Launch Party. I'm still calling it Launch Party. But it is in fact the first day that you can buy Gatecrash packs, and as a result we always do a booster draft FNM. So basically we are just going to be running drafts all night as they start to fill up. This is our second one. There's one that fired off about 5 o'clock. It was just a little bit too early for stream purposes. But so my name is Zachary Evans as always, and this week I'm joined by Garrett Meadows, and we will be bringing you coverage of picks of one Mr. Brandon Hart. You will have to forgive us. There's a chance that this will not, that there will be some learning curve issues as we try to get Brandon to show us his picks and whatnot, but we should be all right. I think we have the camera appropriately angled. Brandon's already warned me that be prepared for rare drafting. If he opens a chase card, he will be drafting it. It looks like we're having some issues as far as the quality of the stream goes. Yeah.
Do you want me to just start?
Yeah, whenever they're ready. Okay. Thank you. And I apologize in advance. It looks like the quality of the stream is a little bit grainy. You have a choice between grainy and choppy. It seems the internet connection here at the shop is kind of hot garbage. So I'm going to try and fix that over the course of the next week. But
And we're off.
Removing tokens and lands.
Will you move lands?
So we see Leyline
The
Phantasm.
5/5 that bounces.
The Syndic Bear.
Extort Bear.
Yeah. Nothing I would draft so far. That Life Gain Bear. There's a Guild Gate. Is that it's not Aetherize, is it?
No, that's
it's Demir Charm?
Enchant land. Demir Charm. We'll go ahead and let him use to pull the cards up just a little bit more.
Yeah. Mystic Genesis and Demir Keyrune. That's perfect. Nailed it. Okay. So, there was a
Mystic Genesis is just fine.
Yeah, there's nothing really good in this pack. Like, Demir Charm is alright theoretically, but
Taking the ramp spell is pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, so last week at the pre-release I was actually playing an off-color Keyrune just for the ramp.
Yeah, really. Yeah, like first picking Mystic Genesis would probably commit you too much into
I don't think
collar.
Yeah, I don't think a card's any good in this format.
Just same thing with the Demir Charm. Like it's a good first pick, but it's also.
And if you do end up forcing like the Demir Cipher deck, like that's the best card you can have in it, is the ability to cipher it, and then like it doesn't interact with anything but sorcery,
Right.
Or instant speed removal. Brandon's very happy about it because it's shiny.
Yeah.
So of course we'll do double damage if it attacks. Yeah. So here's the pack that he's packed. You got the unblockable elf, another
The bear.
extort bear.
That's a sign that the player in front of him is not taking extort bears.
Grizzly that Grizzly Spectacle is really good.
Is that the XX where it's?
No, it's just the destroy.
The power.
Agoraphobia, illness in the ranks, Simic Flux Mage, and then a Foil Primordial. Foil Primordial is a trap because, like, first of all, it's not worth that much, only like $5 or $6.
Yeah.
But then also, I think I take the Grizzly Spectacle, which is just instant speed, non-qualified removal.
Is it the Black X one?
No, it's just 2 and 2 black. Oh, is he going to take the Syndic? I have no problem with him taking the Syndic.
Right. Because that doesn't commit you to any color either.
Yeah. I have no problem with that. Like, it is very shiny. And we'll likely find out who gets that and trade them for it after the fact.
For your commander deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can put that in a Boros or the.
So there's the 1-drop Evolve guy.
Takes out the token. Or the land or whatever, and puts it back in.
So we see Bioshift, which is really good. Another Keyrune, Bomber Core, Course Confession, Gruul Charm. Gruul Charm is not. I don't think it's playable, honestly.
The Smog Elemental's pretty good though.
Yeah, it's flying, and then what creatures? What creatures get?
Flying creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. Small Elemental is probably the pick here.
It's fine.
Just 6 costs, that's the only...
I like that Cloudfin Raptor a lot, but you really have to be, like...
I just think Small Elemental is best card in the pack. What's that?
It pumps. Ugh. I don't know what
Which
that
one
was.
did you pick?
I don't know what that guy was. Oh, let me go step outside. I have a little book outside.
Okay.
As we see him going through this, got the Slice, the 3-life Cipher card, the 2/2 Flyer Haste for Boros. Keymaster Rogue is actually really good. It bounces whenever it enters the battlefield.
And it's unblockable itself. I don't know what card he's looking at right now. I don't know what that last one was.
Daring Skyjack.
Yeah, that's the
Pretty
battalion
good.
card.
Skynet Legionnaire is really good, but I think it's a little bit late to be. It's like a fog except for one creature.
I like that guy.
Well, it's unblockable. I mean, that's if you're gonna play the Cipher deck, you want that as many of those effects as you can. No!
Holy cow!
I take that.
Definitely take that.
Rapid hybridization is
See, now forcing the cards into the camera.
well, I mean, it's kind of
He obviously can't see what we see, guys. So if he does stuff like that, just I think the rapid hybridization is the. He's taking the.
I think
He's staying in his collar.
I think he might just be like forcing like the aggro deck. Is that Aetherize? He's gonna be really upset that he's passed all these blue cards. There's a Guildgate as well.
Naturalize.
The Aetherize is such a good card. Instant speed bounce all attacking creatures.
Yeah. I do agree that the new Naturalize art is very nice.
Yeah, this thing,
into a tree
like,
branch.
that thing you were talking about before is like it's like a card that like, you can tap gates to pump it. It's like really weird.
Oh, the shade?
Yeah. I don't think it's any good.
It's not bad.
Is he gonna take mugging? So he doesn't know where he doesn't really know where he wants to be color wise. It looks like.
I saw this thing it's early. Oh, he picked Aetherize.
That's the best. That's the card he should have picked.
Yeah.
But he should have taken rapid hybridization.
Kicking himself for not taking the rapid hybridization. Oh, we see the fish crab.
Shamble Shark is really good.
There's the enchant land again.
Yeah, it's
You
not
never pick
good.
good, guys.
There's that card he picked before, right?
The green...
Miming Slime?
Miming Slime, yeah, that's...
Yeah. What is that card he keeps picking? That's the second copy of that card he's picked.
Yeah, I'll look.
So look in the little book. Corpse Blockade, the Rat. Totally Lost is pretty good too. Instant speed, like a Zorius Charm kind of thing that hits any non-creature permanent.
I can't tell.
He's taking the Rat. Is the Rat just like a bear? Is it just like Walking Corpse?
Yeah, I think it's 2/2 bear.
Alright. So there's got the Cipher card that taps something down. That card is very good. He's got the Mill Counterspell and the Devour Flash.
Devour Flash, jeez.
Yeah, there's some good cards in this.
Almost Devour Flash.
Vizcopa Confessor. What's that card do? Extort. It's 1/3 base. He's taking Devouring Flesh.
Okay.
He's got a ton of removal already, and he's passed a ton as well.
We see the Biomass Mutation, or whatever the counterspell is, come back.
Yeah, it's awful.
It tabled.
Yeah, I don't know what I would take here. I don't think you're playing any of these cards, so it doesn't matter. Like, that Leyline monster is unplayable. Mental
Vapors.
Is that the target player discards a card, or is it the target player loses 3 life? All of these cards are garbage. He's not gonna play any of them.
Discards card.
I would just take Mystic Genesis and trade it to some casual for EDH later.
Trade it to me. I still need one.
And he took the. Another Shamble Shark. Simic Flux Mage.
Don't underestimate the fish crab.
Flux Mage is actually pretty good here.
Yeah.
Like you can get some incremental advantage Plus, you can live the dream of if he plays his Keyrin, which he should be, you can put counters on it, and then Keyrin's very tough for people to deal with. So another Gateway Skulk. Is it Gateway Shade?
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
+1/+1 for black, and then tap and untap.
Yeah, at this point, I mean,
Gate gets +2/+2.
What, 11th or 10th pick? 11th pick, Gateway Shade seems fine to me.
Yeah. Like, it might be his 22nd, 23rd card in his deck.
Yeah. Question in the chat about how long the draft is. Don't know exactly what you mean as far as like how long this will take, but it's going to be 3 rounds, plus deck building and drafting. So the better part of like 3 hours, I'd say 3.5 hours, maybe close to 4. Ideally, we get in another draft later, but we'll just have to see. So he's got that Furloughed Oculus is really good.
Yes.
The Bioshift is not going to be good in his deck, but like the Furloughed Oculus basically acts like that whatever that Timberwolf was from Dark Ascension block or Innistrad block, where you can just play it on 2 and then pump it to make it a 3/3 on 3.
Yeah.
It's a Shamble Shark back. That's a pretty good 14th pick. I will admit, I will say,
He passes it. Throwing his opponents off.
I will mention this, like, not to denigrate any of the quality of play, but we do have some of our more casual players in this draft, so. Oh, that's getting really choppy. What the hell's going on?
As we see a soldier token, I'm going to have to go out there and grab that.
So there's another
Bear Rat.
Oculus.
Pit fight.
Pit fight, yeah.
Executioner swing. As he stops and takes
That card's really good, but like
that.
he's gonna have to go white for it.
So Wall of Corpses, the 2/1 artifact.
Oh, 1,000 Lashes is really good too.
Boros
Elite,
Elite,
Stolen Identity.
He has rare stolen identity and a force swamp. So someone will be walking away from this draft with a card Michael Taylor wants. As we make obscure shop-only references.
Yeah, I know we're having some issues with the focus or whatever. Now it's getting like real choppy. I turned the autofocus off, but I don't know what's going on here. I knew tonight when I came here it was going to be a hot mess. It's the way it always is. But
It's looking fine on the stream. Like, they can tell what the cards are.
yeah, it's really choppy though. The main problem is that our store's internet connection is just garbage.
You see him going through everything.
Yeah, he takes his bears a lot. I don't think he knows where he's at. That's his problem.
So I ended up with the 2/2 vanilla. So Grizzly Spectacle, Assault Griffin, the 6/2 Evolve,
Syndic.
Guildgate,
Yeah,
the 1/4
couple-
Extort guy.
That card, he needs. Oh, I thought that the art on Call of the Nightwing and
Consuming
Aberration,
Aberration.
they're very similar.
Or no, that's called a Nightwing. Yeah, that's
Yeah, they look exactly the same. That black Syndic is really good. Syndicate, whatever, the Extort guy is 3/2.
Yeah.
And then another Grizzly Spectacle. Like, he's already passed 1. Like, the token generator's not that good. I would take that removal spell. Like, that is like one of the better Cypher cards because it makes a guy to Cypher onto that's
Right.
evasive, but I'm not sure I would take that. That pump spell with
What's
haste
that smell?
is like the worst possible card in Magic. Another Primordial. It's like my sealed pool. I had, between prize packs and my pool, I had 5 Primordials.
Really?
Guess what? None of them playable. I guess that Kingpin's pet, the 2/2 flying extort's pretty good.
Yes.
Or he can take this Sprite, and then, like, the Sprite helps enable the...
Kingpin's Pet is probably one of the best Extort cards.
Yeah.
For an aggressive deck.
And he can take that Sprite, because if he's going to go the Cypher route, like, evasion is all that matters.
Yep. Which, you see him thumb up that Enchant Land.
What is that card do?
Enchant Land, and you can tap it, activate it as a sorcery, and it gives that creature flying. Orzhov Charm. Holy crap. Orzhov Charm probably the best removal card in the format. As it literally just says, kill anything.
Yes.
Instant speed, 2 mana, kill anything.
The only penalty is you lose life.
I mean, he's been forcing white and black cards the entire draft, so when the best white and black card comes to him, I figure he'll probably take it.
Yes. Well, we have a bear. He might auto
He's
take
taken
the
a lot of bears. But can't the Orzhov charm get your bear back?
Yes. And no, it's one converted mana cost or less. Yeah, he's definitely going to take the Orzhov charm. Probably one of the best cards in the format. He's debating.
You take Orzhov charm.
Grizzly bear. You know, the extort bear is very good.
It's fine, but it's not better than the best utility card in the format.
Uh-oh. He's passing it.
He's gonna hate us when he watches this.
Yep.
So there's another Kingpin's Pet. I think he should be taking those.
Come to the top. You see it. Clinging
Shield
Anemone,
Passage,
the hardest card to pronounce in the set.
Elusive Crassus, Ground Assault. Ground Assault's good, but obviously in the wrong colors.
Yeah.
I think Kingpin's Pet is pretty clearly the choice here.
Yep. It's a 2/3, and a lot of the flyers are 2/2s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of the creatures are just 2/2s. As you see more Brandon.
Do not take that counterspell, Brandon. Okay, good.
So having a larger butt is really relevant. Mm-hmm. Plus, it has extort. You see that artifact gargoyle. What is that card?
Watch the Nav Squad Commander.
The white one you just looked at. What's he thinking? I think that's the Cipher Draw card. No,
See, he's playing this. Like, he started with some, he opened some really good. Oh, he should play that guy on top or the Edict. Court Street Denizen is really, really good.
That's what that is.
Now he's not very aggressive. Well, I mean, he's taking the million bears.
Yeah.
But that Court Street Denizen is really good. In the Boros deck, just the tempo, because it just taps something down every turn.
Yeah.
But the Angelic, whatever that is, the exile creature, Angelic Edict, it's really good too.
The exile target creature or enchantment?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Spell Rupture, I don't think Spell Rupture is good in this deck. All his creatures have 2 power. I don't know if there's a playable in this. Well, he's got Aerial Maneuver, which is like a combat trick.
Right.
No.
Which he has not picked any combat tricks yet.
No.
You're taking the counter spell.
A lot of Brandon's picks appear to be based on, in my opinion, a little bit more on standard cards. You take the Drake here. None of these are good. Yeah, for those in the chat just joining us, I know we did start a little bit early tonight, which is fine because it doesn't look like anyone's going to be watching today. Most people probably at their own launch parties. But so Brandon opened with Dimir Keyrune in pack 1, and then started taking some. Well, I don't really know where he's at. He's taken a lot of extort guys. He's taken some blue cards.
He's taking the Wall of Zombies.
Mm-hmm. Corpse Blockade.
1/4 defender. You can sacrifice something, give a death touch.
Mm-hmm. And here we've got Nightly Watch.
Yep. 5 mana sorcery gives you 2/2 Vigilant Night tokens.
Mm-hmm.
So taking the kitty cat.
You had to take the cat. The cat is fine. The cat is fine as your 21st, 22nd playable. Well, it's very good against the Boros.
Takes the artifact.
It's very good against the Boros deck.
Non-playable artifact.
The cat's very good against the Boros deck because it has a 3-ass, so it can block a lot of their aggressive creatures. And, I mean, you can gain incremental life in the process, too.
Prevent all combat ailments that have been dealt to armored transport by creatures blocking it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a decoy card.
That card is awful. That's the worst card ever. I don't understand why you have something that costs 5 that gives something haste.
That's the enchant though that gives it +3/+3, right?
Yeah.
That's good enough.
No, it's not. I'd rather just have a creature that's
well,
3,
yeah, I mean,
3/3.
the Gruul Callers don't have any flyers, so.
Alright, so we move on into pack 3.
Brandon almost moved on to rock, paper, scissors cards.
Well, I told him to kind of That's his target. Hold your cards over this target. And again, I apologize. I don't know why. Well, you get a Frog Lizard token, so of course that's worth one game win by itself.
Yep. Cash that in.
So let's see what he's got here. Another Syndic of Ties, Croconara, Bioshift, the Swine guy, Bowstred Spy.
Yep.
It's another mill. It's a 2/3 mill guy. That guy's fine actually.
I would not play that guy if you didn't have any of the removal that gives a -X/-X for each creature in the graveyard.
It's pretty good just for it. It's just it's a 2-power flyer. Like in limited is fine. And the three ass on these cards is really important.
Yeah. The Ivy Street Denizen right behind it. Well, I don't see what his rare was. I don't know if he's finished.
I don't think he has. There's Death's Approach, the -X/-X. We see a Sage's Run Denizen, which is really on good multiples. I would probably take that guy. The Right Discharge is really good too. And then 5 Alarm Fire, which would be great in the Boros deck. But
there's actually a card that if you pass it, you're going to have to be aware of its presence.
What do you take here?
No, you take the Guildmage.
He loves this Ballstered Spy.
The Spy is not bad. So it's a 2/3 flyer.
He has several choices. That's fine, I guess.
He's passed somebody an Orzhov Charm and...
Smite is really good. We see Paranoid Delusions, which is awful unless you get 6 of them. Do not play that card, Brandon. Another Bellstead Spy.
Yeah, Nancy thumbs that to the top.
And what is that one? That's the horror that you have to bounce one of your creatures when it comes into play. A Key Rune. The White of Precinct 6.
Whatever the Key Rune is, I'm pretty sure you just take a...
Simic Key Rune.
It might have been a Psychic Strike.
He takes the equivalent bear. He takes the white that gets +1/+1 for every creature in your opponent's graveyard. Beckon Apparition's pretty good too, just as a kind of tempo card. Court Street Denizen.
Oh yeah, you were right. It's the Demravra Horror.
Oh no, you should go back. You need to take Heirs of Justice. Oh wait, what's that? Guardian of the...
that's the 6-mana 4/4 flyer.
Yeah.
There's your guys. It's like a Lord effect.
Yeah. No, it gets a +1/+1 for every creature it blocks, and it can block as any number of creatures.
Oh yes, the creature that is literally just going to kill your best creature.
I would take that. It's a 3/3 flyer.
Yeah.
The Court Street, the White Denizen's really good too, but he's not playing a deck that can benefit from that. Let's take it. 3/3 flyer. Seems good. Yep, it is block everything.
And he ends up taking it. There's the tap. There's the Tango effect card.
Hands of Binding, yeah. It's the only Cypher card I really enjoy.
There's the draw card Cypher.
Yeah, another Denizen.
Guildmage,
Simic Charm.
Someone's going to like that back. Or have a hard time
what
choosing.
is this? Incurious... I don't know what that is. The blue card.
Incursion Specialist. Whenever you cast your second spell, it gets +2/+2.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah.
So, do you take the Cypher that taps? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That card's really good. I don't really care for any of the Cypher cards, but that one I like.
Yeah, the fact that it can tap 2 things a turn.
Fixing, Prophetic Prism.
Prism's a good card.
Coerced Confessions.
As Brandon probably is going to be 3 colors.
Yeah. Oh, the 1-drop Extort guy's good.
Foil Leyline.
But see, I don't know if I think he's black-white at this point, isn't he?
He's got a lot of blue cards.
He's also taken none of the guild gates, so like he's 3 colors with no fixing, I think.
Right.
But he does have the Key Rune. What did he end up taking there? Did you see?
I did not see.
There's a Keymaster Rogue. I'll take that too. Another Death's Approach. Angelic Edict is good too.
I think Angelic Edict is big. Or Keymaster Unblockable is always good, especially.
Well, he's
whatever
taking,
you could get upside from it.
If
possibly.
If he's going to take these Cypher cards earlier like he did, he has to take that road. He's already passed 1. Like he just took a Death's Approach in the last pack. He's passed 2 Grizzly Spectacles.
Yep, he's taking the Death's Approach. He did take the Balustrade Spy, so the worst is having the Death's Approach in your hand.
Fin Raptor.
No creatures in their graveyard.
No, you have to take Aetherize. Aetherize is so good.
Simic Key Rune.
Simic Manipulator is good, but not really in his deck.
No.
Aetherize is such a blowout. Like Aetherize is a common, right?
Aetherize is uncommon.
Like that's one of the best cards in the limited environment. That card's so good.
The fact that he can hold up his counterspell or cast Aetherize is pretty good.
Well, it's just such a giant time walk.
Yeah.
Do you know how the rules work? If it's been declared attacking, can you bounce it into turn? Is it still attacking, or is it only in combat?
It's only in combat.
All right, so you can't like ultimate time walk him there.
Right.
He's taking one of these death's approach, but like, okay, he's taking the guy that bounces. That guy's a 4/4, but he's 6 cost.
But he bounces one of their permanents and then makes them discard.
Yes. No, it's very good. It's very good, actually. I forgot that it did that. He's going to take removal.
Another death's approach.
I can't really argue with taking removal, but
That's bad removal, though.
at some point,
I think it's a trap card.
at some point, I would like something that will win the game.
He's thumbing the Denison.
And get the incursion specialist back. So I'm surprised somebody ate that up.
Obviously, I mean, there's no red-white cards, so that's...
Well, of course, like red-white is going to be the most like overdrafted archetype in this format for
Right.
months.
And you know, the removal tabled around, so everyone's just gobbling up all the creatures.
There's another horror, right? You take this one, right? Takes the Sage's Run Denison, which is the blue creature, mill 2.
It's very good with his removal that he's picked.
Take Beckon Apparition. Beckon Apparition makes a evasive creature that he can cipher something onto, so always relevant. Do you know what Course Confession does?
Was that the blue one?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it blue-black?
It is a blue-black hybrid. All right, well, there they go. Why don't you kill some time here? I'm going to switch over to the studio cam. I'm going to go out there and move that camera because that is, in fact, our...
That's the mill 4, and then you draw a card for each creature they mill.
All right. So you tell them what you think about the deck.
Well, you saw Brandon really just fall into a lot of trap cards there. Like the removal card that he picked the most is -X/-X for each creature in their graveyard. And from experience, I can say that that card is very frustrating to have whenever it's the early game. Like, that's a card that you don't cast until turn 6, turn 7. And having 2 or 3 of them, you're going to have one in your opening hand, and it's useless. So, it's kind of like taking a mulligan. It's not the best card to have, even though it looks really good. Like, 1 mana removal spell in black looks really good, but it's not always the case. Like, it requires a lot of things to go right for it to be effective. You saw him stray away from high power level cards because he was probably thinking more to be consistent in the colors he was in. Like, you saw him pass a Orzhov Charm for the Extort Bear. So, you can say what you want to about that, but he obviously had his game plan. Like, he didn't want to commit too heavily to white-black or to any certain color whenever he has the option of, like there were still 20 picks left. So, I can see the rationale there of just taking the card that can fit into multiple decks. But again, I could also see the rationale of just taking the Orzhov Charm over the Grizzly Bear.
So now's the...
Just breaking that like that.
Well, he has a lot of removal, and he has a small cipher theme, and he has a lot of Extort Bears. But the problem is like, he doesn't have any white cards. He has those 3 Extort Bears, but, like, he has no fixing. He's just got to play blue-black, right?
Well, the mana requirements are very easy for splashing color. There's not a lot of double color spells.
Yeah. But the Syndic, the problem with this Extort guys is that the Extort guys are the best on curve.
Right.
So you can get the most Extort triggers out of them. I think he's going to lean pretty heavily on his, like, evasive, like, 2-power guys, and just try and kill everything in front of him. And
he's not going to be able to play both mechanics. He's not going to be able to build a good cipher deck that can also extort.
Yeah.
Because his extort cards are not evasive.
I dump these white cards is what I think I do. And again, I figure I will use this portion of the broadcast to state that I have no idea what I'm doing in draft. I have some opinions, and I'm pretty good at talking as if I know what I'm doing. I do know this. I very much overvalue removal in draft. Whether it's actual draft or in a cube draft, I mean I'm
There's
very
a reason
guilty
I'm
of
in
that.
here. Instead of out there.
There's a reason you're in here.
0-5 on Sunday.
0-5, yeah. Well, your pool wasn't that good either, though, was it? You opened Demir, right?
Yeah.
I opened Gruul, and while I had good cards, I didn't... Like, I had, 2 pit fights, but only, 3 creatures I was ever going to, fight properly with, and things like that. So it was a little bit rough.
Sweet cards back
Yeah, there was a pack out there, so... So again, welcome to everybody who's joining us. Not too many people tonight. It's a little bit discouraging. I thought more people would have enjoyed the limited format here, but based on previous experiences. So we're watching on the left there, Brandon Hart. He is putting the touches on his draft deck. We saw him start off with a Jameer Keyroon, and then branch a little bit into white for some Syndic of Ties. But then as the packs went later and later, white started getting cut off, and he started going harder into the black removal, blue and black cipher plan.
in the chat, largest Green Dancing's in patrol, or last whatever. They can look at each other's cards if they so choose to. There's nothing that says Brandon has to sit here and build his pool, but
Yeah.
it's a casual event, so...
Yeah, I mean, this is not competitive, but it's competitive structure in the sense that it's competitive entry fee and competitive prize support. But I mean, we're just here's the goal tonight is to jam as many draft pods as literally possible.
Yeah.
So
The goal tonight is to get some sweet trades in.
yeah, for me, yeah, I would have drafted, I think, but.
By the way, if anyone in the local area has a Sacred Foundry for trade,
yeah. But I did mention earlier, we did the same exact setup for the Return to Ravnica launch party, and that was basically the first month that we were broadcasting. Period.
right?
So I was just kind of learning things. We actually watched Max Turner pick his picks, and then we watched a couple drafts. But when I posted them on YouTube, the video of Max drafting is the second most watched video on our channel. And people love those limited events. They kept saying more limited, and I kept telling them, we play standard on FNM. That's not going to change because it'd be bad business for the store. So I thought, man, they're going to love this draft tonight. Oh, how I was mistaken.
You can give it time. What time is it right now?
It is at least 5:30 in the morning. No, it is just
6:53,
just under 7.
I mean, this is beginning of round 1. So
Yeah. So hopefully a lot of people are not able to join us tonight because they are in fact participating in their own launch party and whatnot, which I think is
was a funny
good.
format name. I walked in and saw the FNM poster, and it says standard, and at the top it says launch party. It's like we all have to play the card launch party.
Yes, launch party is it's a new format.
14 lane cards.
We have to build your deck around a series of launch party. Brandon's going to get some help here from his BFF Jill.
Don't know if I should stick this sweet cipher card.
OMG, white dried up in the second pack. LOL. No, but Brandon does have some good cards. His deck is a little bit kind of all over the place, but he does have a lot of removal. The Keyroon is good for acceleration. He's got the 2/3, the Balustrade Spies are fine. They interact well with Wretched Flesh or whatever that is.
Yeah.
He's got the Sage's Rhododendron, which also helps that plan.
Exactly.
But he's missing just one.
He's missing
kind of
the
bomby
cipher, the 2
top
card,
end.
the 2-mana mill 3.
Yeah, or the one I think the one that's just like a bump in the night every turn.
Yeah. He's missing a lot of the rogues. There's a bit of...
Well, he's missing them because he passed them. He passed at least 2 unblockable cards. he is quite a quandary. So while he figures out exactly where he's going with this, I mean, he sorted all those white cards out to the right. Like, I wonder if he's thinking about just shoving them. So how many playables does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So he's got 24 cards in front of him, not counting. That's counting the white?
He doesn't seem to be shuffling out the white.
I think he's trying to determine if he has enough playables just in blue-black.
I speak from experience, knowing that Brandon Hart is very pissed with this draft pool, as he did not open a $25 Mythic Rare.
Yes. I have never... I'm trying to think of the last time I opened a pack of Magic cards and there was a card that was worth more than $1 in it. Ages ago, we had a local shop tournament series, which was called the Adam Vickers Invitational, which was like, over the course of like several months, we had like 6 small tournaments with all formats that Adam invented. And the only one I played in was Rareless Modern. So it was modern, but you couldn't use any rares.
Like modern?
Yeah, and so I built a Storm deck all of my own. I was very proud of myself because I knew I was going to play it, and I worked on it and built it, and it was like a turn 3 win in Popper. Just empty the warrens and Bushwhacker with a bunch of eggs and stuff. And I ended up coming in second to Dr. Matt, because Dr. Matt is, not only is he the best player I know, he's also the luckiest player I know, which is a double whammy. But in my prize packs, I did open a foil Batterskull, so that's the last time I remember opening a pack of Magic cards and being pleasantly surprised with the contents.
Yep.
I did open, like I said, I opened 3 Primordials in my pool for the release, or the pre-release. 1 green, 1 blue, 1 black, which was awesome out of my Gruul pack.
Yeah, green one's good.
I played the green one, never cast it, had it in my hand once. It's pretty rough.
I love the green one in Hypergenesis.
They cost 7. They're all very good. I immediately jammed it into my EDH deck, and that's going fine. It's very broken in Commander.
I need to pick up, I guess, the blue one at least for my Commander deck.
Mm-hmm.
What's the white one do? What's the white one's graveyard?
Okay, so the white one is like a 4/7. The reason I know that is because it's the only one that does not trigger off Mael the Anima, so I can't put it in my Mael the Anima EDH deck. It exiles a creature for each opponent.
Wow.
The black one, raise deads for each opponent. The red one is insurrection for each opponent.
Sorry, the blue one's
The blue one is Spell Twine, or Rexiel's ability. It's instant or sorcery for free.
Snapcaster Mage, sorry.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay for it.
Right.
And then
that's the card that I know.
Yeah, and then the green, yeah, I am an old man. The green one of clearly the best. I remember saying it on Facebook that like it might be better than Primeval Titan Commander, and immediately I was told that it's not better. And I think once you play with it, you'll realize it's very close.
Yeah.
It's very close. It's not the same.
It says forest.
The land, no, I'm not worried about that. It's the fact that you get to Bramble Crush so many times and then ramp so hard.
Yeah.
The first time I ever played it, I cast it, destroyed a Jace.
You immediately said you were sorry?
A Jace and a Propaganda, and then got 2 Dual Lance. And thought, well, that's a pretty good use of 7 mana.
Yep.
Of course, on like my turn 4, because it's Mael. So thanks for tuning in to watch me and Garrett talking about my EDH decks all night, as we are waiting for.
We haven't gone up in 4 viewers since you started.
Well, they heard that I was talking about my EDH deck, so they of course, of course, I've been saying for 2 months that I'll do an EDH deck tech and put it on YouTube as well, because people have requested that. But as you see, I really come through with that pretty hard.
Yeah.
But while Brandon is finalizing here, did he cut the white cards? It looks like. I think he did. He has to. There's no way he's going to.
He's pulling out his blue and black lands that he drafted. So I'm assuming that.
It's important to draft lands because, if you don't have lands, you can't cast spells.
Anyone new to the draft format, that's a complete lie.
We are obviously joking. But I do want to take this opportunity while Brandon sleeves up his deck and we do wait for the first round to thank the fine folks here at Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia, for letting us broadcast their FNM every week, and not just this week when we're doing the draft launch party, but every other week we run a 5-round standard tournament with a cut to top 8. So if this is the first time you're watching us, we appreciate you checking us out. Make sure you follow us on Twitch, which is the follow button, conveniently located and appropriately named above and to the left of the video window, and you'll get an email notification anytime our stream goes live. If you had been following us in the past weeks, you would have seen multiple FNMs, as well as last Sunday we streamed our Gatecrash pre-release, in which we set a new record for viewers in the stream. Were you here when we got to the top?
Like 300 something?
340.
Yeah, I was
which is exactly 10 times the number of people watching us currently.
It's actually commentating.
Yeah, you were commentating, so we kind of nailed it. But yeah, so FNMs every week at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Go to twitch.tv/ZachSalesMagic if you are watching after the fact on YouTube. And also remember, you can help out the stream by following us on our various forms of social media. Everything we've ever recorded is on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter. You can go to our Facebook page, which is or our Twitch channel. All of those are /ZachSalesMagic. There are conveniently located buttons at the bottom of the Twitch page that you can click on, and it will take you there. So we appreciate your viewership. And looks like we'll...
Now, they do get a lot of time for deck construction, and not all the players need that time, so...
They do not need that time. Maybe we can get Brandon to come in here and talk a little bit about what he was thinking, what his thought points were in the deck. You can go ahead and ask him when he's done. Or you can bring him in, we'll help him sleeve it. So Garrett's going to step out. We're going to grab Brandon, hopefully, and get some thoughts on his thought process when he was doing the draft. Remember, tonight we're going to... we watched a Brandon draft. We're going to watch all the matches from this pod, and then hopefully, depending upon the timing, we'll watch a second draft and watch a second pod, depending upon, like I said, if the first pod finishes and there's another one firing up. We were able to do that last time for Return to Ravnica, and hopefully we'll be able to do that again today. It is a little bit different scenario. There's going to be a lot more downtime than there usually is, so you're going to see my lovely bearded face a lot more. Garrett's been kind enough to join us for commentary. Is he coming in later? There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. All right, let's talk about this deck of yours. Okay, so
I don't know what it is.
pack 1.
So Brandon, do you like extort bears? Question from the chat.
I do. I'm not playing them though. I didn't get enough white play.
One player was indicating that you should have taken Vampire Nighthawk, even in Gatecrash.
Yeah.
That's first pick. So even if there wasn't one in there, you should have taken it. Do you want me to help you sleeve?
That's fine.
Okay. So the first pick we saw was foil Demir Kieran,
Which is fine.
which I'm very much on board with, because first of all, it's the best Kieran they've printed, in my opinion. Rakdos is also good for its opponent, but super good in the Cypher limited deck as well.
2/2 unblockable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very
You can't
good.
Cypher spells on 2, right?
You can.
Okay.
You can.
As long as it's an animated creature at the time.
As long as it's a creature, when you Cypher, it stays on there forever. Same way like counters stay on Inkmoth Nexus if you put them on there or whatever. Second pick. What was the second pick? Do you remember?
Nope.
At some point, you started taking Extort Bears.
Second pick, I think.
Yeah.
That was
And then what happened is there were several points at which you passed another card and took an Extort Bear, which I'd be on board with. But as I think you realized once you laid all your cards out, you only had 5 cards, 5 white cards.
White was really cut off.
Yeah, because white is, for those of you who have not drafted this format, we watched we played in the pre-release last week, and then we did stream the pre-release. You can go back on YouTube and watch those archives. But it was very clear that there's 2 decks that are kind of above the rest in terms of across the board, and that is the Borzov deck and the Boros deck. The best deck, in my opinion, is the Borzov or Brozov deck,
Yes.
which is combining all of those things. You know, an Orzhov deck that has the Extort cards and splashes for red removal, or the super aggressive Boros deck that splashes for the Extort cards.
Yes.
So I'm completely on board with 3 copies of Syndic of Ties, but as you found out, I
You can have
think
4 of them.
they're going so you can have 4 of them in your sideboard instead of 3. But the problem is that it's going to be heavily drafted. Red and white are going to be so heavily drafted. So I thought you were in a pretty good spot there. You did get 1 Aetherize, right?
I got 2.
You got 2. Question in the chat: can you stick your hand in my beard? I mean, probably. You probably could. It depends. Depends. No, you can't. It depends on your location as to the.
Really good hands.
I'm trying to make the joke that your English teacher makes. You can do it. But will you be allowed to? You may or not. You may not do it. But the beard is in full effect. But so anyway, you still ended up with. I saw you ended up with 2 copies of Balustrade Spy, which are going to combo well with your Wretched Flesh.
What's the spot?
The military hit a land.
You done?
Enter the battlefield.
Let me just take a whirl through here.
Well, we don't need you anymore. You just
This
need
one?
back.
I only got one.
I think there's another one you passed.
Yeah, I think I passed
You did
one.
get 2 Grizzly Bear pack rats.
That's pretty sweet.
You did take a lot of Pat Rats. So this is the, you got 2 copies of this. So we'll go through Brandon's deck here a little quickly. So 2 copies of Aetherize. If you don't know what those are, they're 3
Take
cost,
someone with the first one.
3 cost, 3 cost instant that returns all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. So a huge tempo card, a huge blowout against something, and it also is very good, obviously, against tokens as well. So if you run into, there's still a little bit of like a Miming Slime or something like that, you can take
Blowout.
yeah, you can take care of that.
Mainly in like the Simic decks, they build up this entire army full of like counters and everything. Then you just erase all that.
I'm trying to get the Cypher card that you have here. So Call of the Nightwing is really good, actually. I'm trying to get to all the Cypher cards.
All my creatures are flying.
Yeah, you have a lot of evasion, so that's fine. But so you have
I have a lot too.
you have 3 Cypher cards.
We have an idea.
And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Cypher, basically means you can cast the card again. When you cast the card, it resolves. You encode it, but you jam it on a creature. It's kind of like the old Haunt mechanic from Ravnica. And then when that creature does damage to your opponent, you get to cast the card again for free. So the one you have this one on here, which is
all those rogues.
Mental Vapors. Yeah, you did. Mental Vapors is target player discards a card,
Which road?
which one of the weaker Cypher spells, but you can get advantage with
I was
that.
just freaking out just a minute ago because I thought I had them.
Then we had Call of the Nightwing. Call of the Nightwing is very good. It's a 4 cost that puts a 1/1 flying token into play. And the cool thing about Call of the Nightwing is that you can cipher it onto its own
mini freak out because I thought
own token.
Right.
Because the way that the spell resolves, it puts the thing into play, and then
Then
Cipher
Cypher
resolves
actually
on.
says then.
Yeah, so you can put that right on it, so you can make another token every turn, which is pretty good. And then the last one, this is actually my favorite Cypher card, which is Hands of Binding, which is a 2-cost, basically detain
Sleep.
kind of effect. Yeah, it's a sleep, it's a tapper, but it also ciphers, so you can lock down something pretty good. Now you've got some cards in here that I'm not a fan of. Spell Rupture, which is
Counterspell.
mana leak, but where X instead of equal 3 equals whatever the highest power is. Yours is always going to be 2, so it's fine. Scatter Arc is kind of narrow. It's counter target non-creature spell and draw a card, but I guess there's enough targets in limited that you probably can play that.
Counterspell is going to work well with the Devour Flesh thing, with the enchant, because it will put a creature in the graveyard.
Yes. Tell me about this choice here. I can't remember what you took Sky Games over.
I think it was the only blue, or it was the rest of the cards were green.
I think your bottom might be go to play.
Yep. And then your creatures are Keyrune, Beckon Apparition, some removal, and a lot of bears.
Zach, are
Yes.
you following the same people?
Yes.
Okay, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah, same pod, yeah. You're playing whoever you play first. Yeah.
Here, take this red card, please.
Brandon is playing Sam.
Okay, so we're going to get Brandon Hart and Sam Hanna here in the first one.
Sam Hannah Montana. Will be his name on the stream.
Uh-oh, he's coming in.
There's someone in my spot right now. These are the cards that did me today.
Okay.
So
white
we
cards.
see the Evolve, the white cards, Kingpin's Pet, 1, 2, just 2 Cynic.
Yeah, Kingpin's Pet is unfortunate you couldn't, like...
Forest. Can't play the Forest. Night Watch. Unfortunate that you can't play that. Simic Flux Mage. And the Denizens.
I didn't have any blue creatures. I only had like 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
this-
you can play both of those and then you have 2 blue creatures.
Question in the chat, we're talking about bears. Obviously, we're using the magic slang, which is any 2/2 creature is known as a bear or grizzly bear.
2 for 2.
My dad.
You have grizzly rats. Yeah. Flux Mage is okay. Kingpin's Pet you couldn't play. Guardian of the Gateless is fine. The Tiger sucks. I'm keeping that. My wife wants it.
Okay.
It's the only cat in the new set. Bioshift. Nightly Watch is fine, but you just can't play these cards because you don't have.
I feel like it's not enough white for it's not worthwhile. I don't have any gates, and I didn't know if
That might be good. You also have one Gateway Shade in the sideboard. That might be
I
fun.
might bring it in. I might take out the non-creature counter spell against.
Yes, I would.
and stuff.
I would look into doing that.
We'll be out soon.
All right, so best of luck. So, Brandon's stepping out there, and we're going to watch him. What we're going to do, Gare, is we're going to watch him play Magic the Gathering. It's a collectible card game for children.
Children.
Yeah.
It's like 13 and up.
Did you see my acquisition tonight?
Rated 13 plus. Can't see what those are.
Those are they are for.
Did you see what I acquired
They're
tonight, Zach?
unhinged for-
Look at all these
Oh
cards.
no! You got so many of them. So again, let me switch over the camera here and see what